Hello and welcome back everybody. I'm going to be giving you some additional information, some additional tutorial learning for how to win those games. Definitely there's a lot of you who are very confused by my comment of what does it mean to say when you can beat a hard AI or a very hard AI you should be able to get into this league approximately. Now that is sort of I guess it's a little wrong of me to say that because what it is basically saying that you can beat a very hard AI or a hard AI. My thought process is that means that you have the proper game mechanics, you have good ideas of the build order early on in the game to be able to survive players who are really good at executing a good opening. But what I failed to realize, or what I failed to spell out for you guys, is the fact that it's really good at testing you in that first early game, but mid and late game it really does absolutely nothing to test you. So we're going to quickly run through on a very hard AI. I'm going to show you sort of what I mean about, you know, being able to beat a very hard AI or hard AI and sort of how that works. What happens is you'll find that hard AI, well, more specifically a very hard AI, but even a hard AI, they're really good at attacking you relatively early on in the game, and you need to be able to survive that early attack, and you need to use some basic skills to be able to understand what to do. And it's not about being able to defeat them with cannons, it's about being able to defeat them with a good build order, having enough units to hold off. And you know, they have a lot of mistakes and you really can't directly compare them to players, which a lot of you are doing. The problem with the very hard AI is they're very predictable. They're not going to 7-pool you, they're not going to cannon rush you. There's a lot of things that they're not going to do. Oh, I didn't put this on very fast. That sucks. Okay, you don't even need to really scout them, but I'm going to, because I'm going to pretend that they're like a player. But we want to remember they're very predictable, they do the very same things. The whole idea of playing against the hard or the very hard AI is, especially the very hard AI, more so than the hard, is it really teaches you to be able to have a strong opening, to be able to survive, and it also teaches you a little, you know, forces you to go into a mid game. But really, you know, they struggle a lot. Oh, I'm against a Zerg player. They struggle a lot, and they are not able to really get that third base ever. They're not really able to do, you know, a lot later on in the game. Oops, I forgot to bring out a... Oh no, I'll have good timing for 13 gate. There we go.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough.
Okay, spawning pool just going down. Whoa, I'm still selected on that. That's not cool. Spawning pool just going down. And so I know that he's only getting drones out right now. Okay, just about at 16 supply. Better throw down my next pylon. Oops, I forgot about an assimilator. How's my scout doing? Nothing's attacking him. Good. Hey, come on. I forgot to key my scout, so I'm trying to use it like it's hotkey. And... okay, there we go. This is almost done, so let's bring someone forward to build a cybernetics core. Get that worker transfer going right away. Oops. So yeah, you have to end up getting good game mechanics down. You know, it's part of the thing. When we're playing against this very hard AI, you get good game mechanics, but you can also expect them to push you pretty early on. Early enough that you're going to really struggle if you don't have a good opening build order, if you don't have, you know, sort of good game mechanics as well to back that up. No, I'll put it there.
You have not enough minerals.
Okay, put him on hold position, that's always what you want to do. Just sort of keep producing workers continuously. Now I'm going to need another pylon so I don't get supply blocked. So, you know, there's a lot of little things you can do to refine your gameplay, and that's what you really want to work on, is refining all of those little things. Okay, he's obviously not going to expand anytime soon. Let's see if I can get a quick scout up into his base. And... let's get a stalker started. Oh, I should have done a sentry. Oh well. Okay. Oops, he might be attacking me soon. I'm going to keep the scout alive if possible so I can see what units come out of there. Because that... oh, I didn't start producing a unit. That's bad. Okay. Roaches. That's scary. Yeah, I didn't really scout that Oh, there is a fast roach warren. So really, if this has been a 7 roach rush, I probably would be dead right now because I did not react properly. I did not build a cannon. Also, I did not do a gas transfer. Oops. Yeah, so that sucks. So right off the bat there, you guys see, if this had been a human player, I would have been a much worse off. They can do unexpected things, but basically, you know, it's about being able to refine your opening and be ready for that early push. So we're just going to play through until they make an early push on us. And another pylon? Not really, but no, I don't really need one. So I won't waste my money. Okay. Okay, so now I know his roaches are pushing out. And I'm really going to have to be careful here. I'm going to, until these units pop out, I'm going to need to make sure that, I'm going to make sure that I have this force field ready. And I'm going to have to force field to keep those units from being able to attack me. Hopefully he doesn't have an overlord in position to spot my high ground. Because... oh! That was clutch. Get ready as soon as that force field goes. Okay. Now let's do something in my base. Oh no, sentry, don't die. Oh, I don't have enough energy for anything. There we go, and I've held off that early attack. So that's sort of the big thing there, is being able to hold off that early attack. Now I know that it's also a good time to expand, because I've still got units alive. I didn't really lose too much, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable now. So, you know, this is sort of the whole process that you want to be going through. And also I got out my Robo-Bay. I'm starting to do some tech now. I decided would be a good time. Really, that all depends on your build order. So really, I've done this, and what we're going to do is we're going to watch for a little bit more. We're going to go a little longer through this game, and you're going to see that really he doesn't end up doing anything that groundbreaking for quite a while. So really, playing against the very hard AI, really it's about having that good opening build, being able to survive that early game, and after that point, it's not quite as important. So let's see if I can get some scouting information before that observer comes out, because that'll still be a while coming.
You require more Vespine gas.
Okay, should have a couple zealots in there just in case they do have some zerglings come out. That's what I've decided.
Vespine gas.
And how far is that getting close to done? Nope, not getting that close to done. Okay, nothing seen by my unit going to the watchtower. But I do have this now. And of course, just sending my scout in here. And I just see a lot of roaches, that's all I see. So he's building some units still. You know, nothing too fancy to look out for. Whoa, it's way too many queued up. Let's scout out an immortal because I don't. Oh no. Actually, let's save my money. And I'm gonna get supply blocks soon if I don't build another pylon. And I know I'm gonna need a lot of gas soon. So. Ooh. Okay, now I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure. I don't actually know where his army is, so I don't want to be building too many buildings at once. Now I want to build some units again quickly if I see his army's moved out. No, it's still sitting at his base. It's actually not too big, so I'm not actually that worried. Oh, he does have a spire coming out though. So I see that spire. What is that? Well, if I'm playing against a Zerg player who wants to go Mutalisk, yeah, I'm going to really want to get those Templars out now. So I'm not going to invest heavily in Cross-Eye right now, because I'm really just not sure if that's going to be the smartest move. I'm going to focus on getting some more... oh, come on, not building units. I mean, not building workers. Yeah, I'm going to really focus now a little bit more on getting out stalkers as well. Get some sentries out. Okay, let's get some guys on gas, because Templars will use a lot of gas. Uh-oh, he does have Mutalisk, so, you know, there's a few things you can do here. You see the Mutalisk coming. Obviously, Stalkers are one good choice. I've got the Templar tech starting, but now something that I should consider doing is getting out some cannons to make it really hard for him to harass. And I'm not on basic structures, that's why I couldn't build it. Okay, and now I want to keep my army somewhere a little more mobile. I'm going to keep... I don't have enough to keep some stalkers back there, otherwise I would.
You have not enough minerals.
Okay, I really do need another observer. There it is. There's one. Uh-oh, he's pushing with roaches. I want to get some force fields off, push as many roaches back as possible, so I can't hurt my units that well. Guardian Shield's really, really good against Camillus, and looks like he actually blundered his attack quite majorly. So this will be quite an easy win for me. Let's pull my units back so everybody can attack now. Might as well use that Guardian Shield. See, he made a second push, but it was actually really, really weak. He probably doesn't even have... I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't expanded yet. He might have, and if he has, it's not going to be much further ahead than my expansion. Okay, also a good thing to think about is you want to be able to see that back there. You want to wall that back off.
We are one with the ship.
There we go. I can finally build my Templar Archives. Oh, I'm doing a Congo line. Let's regroup my units right here. You're kidding me. Okay, as you can see, it's not really expanded. This is not something that players would do. They really, you know, one base in until 12 minutes. So as you can see, this is sort of the weakness, you know. It's really good. You have to be able to make sure you survive the early game. It shows you how to do a semi-decent attack, you know. But really, look at him right now. What does he have? He really has nothing. As far as we're concerned. Like, he's got so little that I'm not even worried about watching my army. Oh, actually I should though. He has Hydras on the high ground. So what I want to do is I want to let just a couple of units through. And it looks like the Hydras don't even have range yet, so... You know, they can't even shoot down, which is pathetic for them. So now I'm just going to camp outside of his base. And what do you want to do when you know you can get ahead like this? Well, why not just get further ahead, you know? But the thing is, or I can just kill him. And I'm going to go with kill him, though, actually, because it's going to be that easy, because he's only on one base. I have way more units than him. I know that there's really nothing to fear. You know, now I can even start getting upgrades if I want. Of course, he could try bringing himself back into this game a little bit by trying for some Mutilis harass, so that's sort of when it's a good idea to make sure that you get those cannons up. And... oh, that's a bad pylon placement. Oh no, he still did it. Thought I canceled him from moving, but oh well. So there we go, a little bit of micro goes a long way. Now his army is a lot weaker than mine, type of idea. Get out a couple more sentries because these force fields just, they're what's going to win you the game. Oh, don't let that guy go! Don't let him go! Don't let him go! Ow! He must not escape. He must not escape, or else my plan could be ruined. Okay, so anyways, let's get a few cannons down. Just make sure that these Mutilis harass can't win him the game. Of course, you know... and of course, connection lost, connection gain, blah 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 blah. I don't know if I actually managed to kill that drone that was running away. It looks like his moving speed is just fast enough that... okay, so I haven't done a great job of producing stuff all the time, but, you know, and here's a couple of Templars. Templars, you know, you can use them for staying back to defend your base. You can use them for whatever you really need to. You know, so definitely it's... I like to have a couple in my base, especially if I know they have Mutilis, because it really helps slow down or shut down that Mutilis grasp. You can do a lot of damage to those Mutilis. They won't stay around too long, or you can warp in, of course, always. A few Stalkers as well after those... and the Templar can land and the Stalkers can sort of clean up. You know what I mean? And so if you have them in your base, it's a good idea to give them a hotkey. Control 9. I messed up my hotkey.
We shall stand against
what?
the darkness.
Control 8. There we go, now it's only 2. Control 9. Bruling's attacking my stalkers, it's going back, I don't want them to die. Hey, no, Sentry, you are not supposed to be in the front of the battle. Sentries do not lead the charge. And I will accept this surrender because we are doing a tutorial, and I'm sure you don't need to sit me. Oops, I didn't go to score screen. And I'm sure you don't need to sit here watching me just blah 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 blah. Now, there's a few other builds that I would like to be showing you guys. One other thing is, so there we go. That's me talking about the AI, beating the AI. You know, basically, when you want to beat that AI, you gotta realize that it's just about beating the AI is about having a good opening build. It's about having some good idea of how to hold on early game. And, you know, if you can use those skills, but not because you've learned a build order, cut, copy, and paste, but because you can actually do that because your game mechanics are that good, then that shows that you're probably ready to be in gold, or, you know. But the problem is, a lot of you you cut, copy, and paste build order, which allows you to survive this, or you cheat somehow by using like static defense, and then you just abuse the fact that they never expand that much, you know. So you really gotta watch out for that. So now I'm just gonna go and build order test zone. And we are going to be just doing some basic build orders to show you how to counteract some basic stuff. Because one of the biggest problems in bronze, silver, and, you know, even all the way up to diamond is cheese. There's a lot of problems with cheese. And what do I mean by cheese? Cheese is not playing standard. All of my tutorials, I like to show you guys about building standard, playing standard, and cheese is just sort of unexpected. It's something that's, you know, you don't play standard, you cut some economy, or you could even cheese your economy and get extra economy. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. There's a lot of different ways that you could, that was a horrible split, guys, by the way. I really messed that up. But there's a lot of ways that you can get cheesed. And there's a lot of things you should know about cheese. I've got some videos up, but now I'm just going to consolidate all of the cheese that I can think about right now off the top of my head. Right here, right now, and we're just going to give you guys some quick rundowns of different things you can do to counteract cheese. Part of the problem with cheese, though, is you have to scout it. You have to scout. You have to at least get in their base and be able to say, oh, they're not doing something standard. So I'm just going to talk about that, considering I don't want to find players who can actually form this cheese. You know, I don't want to go around searching and saying, can I get somebody to 7-pool me? Can I get somebody to proxy gateway rush me? Can I get somebody? So anyways, we're going to send off that scout. And of course, Chrono Boost don't want to get it until it won't get you supply blocks, so there we go. And we're just going to do a basic build order. Everything can be standard. Everything can be pretty standard, you know. You just, if you're playing against a Zerg player, just make sure you start off with a wall off. In case they're going through a 6-pool, you're going to need a wall off. So that's why we do a wall off against a Zerg player. Oh man, this is a brutal map to try and wall off. Okay, so we're getting our scout out here. There's a few different things we could see. Well, we could be seeing a 6-pool, 7-pool rush. If you're seeing that super early pool, if it's almost done by the time you get to the base, probably a 6 or 7 pool. And you can also look at the number of workers they have to sort of figure out. And if you see that you're going to get 7 pooled or 6 pooled or something like that, don't build your gas, you know. If you're Protoss, other races, Terran has a little easier. They're already starting their wall off. They're doing their barracks and stuff. They're blah 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 blah. So what you're gonna do now is basically you can get 1 or 2 more workers out. You're gonna throw down your forge right away. I could have thrown it down sooner. I was talking a little bit, but you're gonna throw down that forge pretty much right away. You're not gonna build another pylon. You're not gonna build a unit. And what you're gonna do now is you're gonna finish this wall off. You know, maybe you do need to put down another pylon. On this map, the wall off's a little bit harder, sadly, just because of the nature of things. And what you want to do is, actually we'll change this, you don't want to have your cannons in front of your wall off. You don't want them somewhere easily to attack. So notice I've been cutting workers. I have not been building any workers now. I have not been collecting any gas. I did not get a simulator. And I'm going straight for a couple of cannons. And once you get those 2 cannons out, 2 I would say is enough to get started. This is when you just start pumping out and chrono boosting out your workers again. And we're going to go for economy now, and we're just going to max out our economy, and that is going to be the plan. Because the idea is that when a Zerg player goes for a 6 pool, or any player goes for any early aggression, if you can find a way to hold it, then, then really, you're going to be pretty much golden in economy. You're going to have a better economy. And of course, one other thing you're going to have to watch out for is you're going to have to make sure they don't actually break through your wall off. So you might have to have a unit here ready to rebuild buildings as soon as you go down or reinforce your wall off. Of course, gas transfer. Keep building workers. Chrono boost them out. I wouldn't really worry about chrono boosting anything else right now. I'd really worry about getting that economy up first. So this is useful, going for this, cutting any gas, cutting anything, going straight for the forge into cannons, really useful against a 6 pool. It's useful against a 2-gate rush, but of course you can also defend a 2-gate rush with just 2 gateways yourself. So if you're playing PvP and you see them going 2 proxy gates, yeah, definitely, you can do this, or you can do or you can just go 2 gateways and just sort of mirror their build, and because they have a slightly longer walk time, you can probably win. Or you can even pull like three workers off the line just to, help with that. Don't pull too many because you don't want to lose your economics. There's just different little things, but, cannons can always be useful against cheese or any static defense. If you're playing Zerg, it's definitely going to be queens and spine crawlers to deal against stuff. Definitely getting out some early spine crawlers, like 3 to 5 of them, depending on what you're facing. It's definitely always a good idea. If you're playing as Terran, of course, as they're saying, you already got that wall off. Just don't get your gas. Get out, only have 2 barracks and pump up some marines and maybe even a bunker. Like, bunkers are actually really good. And the big, most important thing is pull some SCVs off your line and repair your front wall. That's going to be exactly the clutch thing. That's going to be the best thing to do. Also, if you're dealing with a 7 roach rush, if you're scouting the Zerg player and they go straight to a roach horn, and you should be able to scout for quite a while if they're going straight for the roach horn. If you see them going straight for a roach horn, I would highly suggest that you get a cannon. You can also do some sentries for force fielding on your ramp and just get some stalkers on the high ground. But I would really suggest, 7 roach rush, if done properly, it can be really hard to beat. Cannon can really change the tide of the battle really quickly, so it's definitely something to consider. And you always want to remember, when you do get cheesed, they put themselves very far behind. So even if you take quite a few losses, they've already put themselves really far behind. But if you're able to scout it early enough and be able to react accordingly, it's going to make it a lot easier to defend against. What if you're getting cannon rushed? Because Protoss like to do this. Well, if you're getting cannon rushed, one of the best things that you can do is just slip a probe outside of your base. Well, if you notice the cannon rush early enough, take 4 probes off, kill their probe. Kill their probe, kill their pylon. Maybe have one. If you can kill their probe, that's really important. But don't spend all day chasing the probe, because if he keeps outrunning you, he can just put stuff down as he's moving along. So kill that pylon off. All you need is 4 workers to kill it off. Maybe bring a 5th to chase their worker down. But if you don't scout it early enough and the cannons start coming into your base, well, make sure you get a worker outside of your base. Make sure you save up enough to be able to expand. And if you can get out a couple units, they probably have absolutely nothing in their base because they're spending all their money on putting the cannons in your base. And so you just send a couple units to their base and you can probably wreak havoc. Make sure you save up enough money to expand outside of your base if you need to. And, or you can build your own cannons, planetary fortress, spine crawlers, but you just got to be really careful that you don't put anything up too late. You got to make sure that your buildings don't go up while theirs are finished and attacking yours, because then they have huge advantage and you will obviously lose. So those are sort of some of the basic cheese. You got your early Zergling rushes, you've got your proxy gateway rush, which also you could look at a proxy barracks rush being similar. Proxy barracks rush though against Terran. If you're playing as Protoss, maybe you won't get cannons, but you'll definitely need a sentry wall in with that force field down there with the sentry. And you got to be really careful not to lose units as you build up a bigger army here, and just continue macroing up your forces. But you'll definitely need at least 2 gateways to deal with that. But you'll want your cybernetics core normal timing and your gas normal timing to be able to get that sentry up fast. And yeah, talk about the cannon rush. That's about all the cheese. So guys, that's just some additional stuff I want you to consider, especially if you're having problems with sort of the way I've been teaching you. Is you got to consider these other factors. Playing against the AI, you got to remember they're very predictable. It's just about having a good opening, be able to survive the early rush, and then you can just sort of sit back, do whatever you want. So it's not really a good indicator of your mid to late game. It's just a good indicator of your early game. And then of course the fact that humans are very complex variables, they can do different things all the times. You have to be ready. The biggest thing that you have to be ready for in Bronze and Silver League is just cheese. Cheese. Other build orders, if they don't cheese you, or if you survive cheese, even if they go weird things like DTs or battle cruisers, as long as you have really good macro and you do the rest of your game skills really well and refine all of your gameplay, you'll just have enough units that you can beat them. Of course, very late game, like 20 minutes into the game, you have to have high tech, because if you let them sit around and do nothing and they come at you with 10 carriers, you've lost the game if all you have is like 50 stalkers, or a bunch of stalkers. You really do need to make sure that very late game able to keep up. So hopefully that gives you guys some more insight as to why maybe you're still not winning, or maybe shows you some additional stuff if you haven't been paying attention to some of my other videos where I've sort of showed how to deal with the 7 pool, winning against the cannon rush. These things, the biggest thing to always remember is if somebody cheeses you, they put themselves really far behind because they've had to cut a lot of their economy out to be able to cheese. Okay guys, happy gaming. Hopefully you really get out of bronze if that's what you're trying for. And just for those of you who are wondering, I'm still stuck in bronze. Bronze is a very hard league to get out of. Very hard. For some reason it keeps you there in the longest, but if you keep playing and you keep trying and you keep winning, you will get out sooner or later. Best of luck when Season 3 comes out, everybody. And I gave you a thumbs up, but you can't see it. Until next time.